The farmer was out in the fields with his son, then turned back to see smoke rising from his home. Josie drops his tools and rushes home, finding thugs who torched his house and now hold his wife captive. Josie charges, gets knocked down, then sees his son caught in the flames. He attempted to fight back, but the bandits struck him down with a blade. Wounded and grieving, the honest father finally passes out. Home gone, he buries his kin. Westerns teach us, don't bully good men. Josie goes rogue. After praying, he searched the ruins and found his gun. He hid for years to avoid his past, but hate drives him to fire once more. In this world, only his gun keeps him safe, but he doesn't know who did it. Some rebels soon told him the truth. The Redlegs were Union henchmen who wiped out rebels. They'd killed his family. Meanwhile, Fletcher, his former guerrilla captain, prepared a raid against the North. Learning this, Josie joined the guerrillas to hunt down the men who killed his wife and his child. The unit harassed the Union troops and pushed toward their main camp, while other battles raged on across the land. But the Civil War ended in a Union win. Their unit had no choice but to lay down their arms. Fletcher announced they should surrender to go home safely, hoping to avoid any further conflict. Bitter, the men accept fate at Fletcher's urging. Only Josie, seeking revenge, refuses to yield. His stubbornness saved his life, and though the others turned in their guns, they were clearly unhappy. Fletcher met the senator, and the blonde man was the Redlegs leader, Terrell. Fletcher realized his brothers-in-arms would be handed to the brutal Redlegs. The senator said Terrell's a regular officer. He won't do dirty work. Fletcher told Terrell that one man would not yield. Terrell was stunned, and the senator ordered him to sweep the woods, hunt down the rebels, and capture Josie at any cost. Fletcher scoffed at using 5 men, knowing how dangerous Josie was. Terrell underestimated the farmer, but the senator took the threat seriously and pushed for action. At Fletcher's mention, a bounty was placed to help catch him. Fletcher turned down the offer, well aware he could not defeat Josie. He also despised a butcher who killed families, and meanwhile, Jose watched from a distance. No one expected that even after surrender, the senator would betray them as a gun poked out from the tent toward the unsuspecting men. Even while taking the oath, they become mere victims of war. Josie arrived to help, leaving Fletcher in shock. Yankees meant to kill that. Seeing men fall, Fletcher feels regret. The senator claimed it was fair. Josie pushed forward and managed to grab the Gatling gun. He swept the camp, leaving many soldiers dead. The young soldier, Jamie, was shot by Terrell while escaping, but he managed to find Josie and urged him to leave. Can Josie even stop? Jamie convinced him that this was a trap set by Fletcher and the Union, and Josie finally agreed to leave. He spots blood on Jamie, must flee. When the Union troops reach the wagon, they're gone. This huge loss makes the senator furious. He ordered Fletcher to help Terrell hunt Josie. A cat and mouse game began, and Josie heard horses coming. He shot 2 horses and lay low to avoid them. They reached a ferry and asked the woman for some supplies and for the medicine. On the boat, they met a merchant selling fake medicine for all sorts of ailments. Jose spat at the guy, and when the pursuers arrived at the shore, the ferryman was terrified by the sight of their guns, shaking in his boots as he tried to manage the crossing. The ferryman tried to calm Josie while rowing, likely hoping for the big reward. Josie didn't rush, just calmly waiting for them to get close on the other side of the river. Jamie is confused by the plan. As Terrell's gang hits the river, Josie fires, snapping the rope to stop the boat. Terrell drifted away, helpless, while Josie and Jamie mocked him from the bank. Jamie's wound got worse, but he remained loyal. He idolizes Josie. During recovery, a gun points at him. Bounty hunters arrive, thrilled by the price on his head. But knowing Josie's a fast gun, they must remain cautious. Seeing Josie look docile, they lower their guard. Jamie helped him out. Jamie claims there is gold under his rug. The fools believe him, but they find a trap. Not staying long, Josie puts a bullet in them and leaves the scene. Jamie dies on a rainy night during their escape. Josie knows he was not wrong, just born in an age of blood. He prays and he moves on. He handed Janie's body to the Union soldiers to stall them and ensure a proper burial. Then Josie rode south, where a clumsy old Indian man stalked him, but Josie quite easily subdued the man. Surprisingly, the old man was only trying to catch Josie for the bounty to survive. The government took their land and forced them out, making it a truly twisted world. He dressed as a civilized man just to stay alive. Josie spares the old man, sleeps. Meanwhile, Fletcher buried Jamie and learned from Terrell the bounty was at $5,000. Vets and bounty hunters want the prize. Josie faces bigger challenges. A store owner was scamming an Indian, demanding 30 pelts for a bit of red cloth. The clerk accidentally spilled some wine, and the owner slapped her hard, showing everyone just how little he cared about her own well-being. To him, a native woman is worth less than wine. This bully just met a tough man. He's the wanted gunslinger, Josie. The boss smiles, but his fierce look scares him back inside. Two thugs steal goods inside, and he dares not say a word. Seeing the girl, the thugs exchanged leering looks and demanded to have her. The owner backed away as the brute grabbed her, completely helpless to stop them. Noticing a scar, they figured she was tainted and didn't hold back. They brutally assaulted the defenseless girl, while the terrified owner just watched, unable to act. The door opens. Josie stands there. He glances at the two thugs, but doesn't draw his gun yet. But strangely, the woman does not scream. The room is quiet. Jose asks for a horse. The owner says none are there. He eyes two thugs. Fearing his shop will be wrecked, the owner tries to stop them. Josie ignored him and stared at the woman. He spat on the ground, a classic sign of the fight to come, and the woman finally looked up at him. This is his trademark warning, but the two thugs don't realize death is calling them, so they reach for their guns. They aim at Josie, seeing the payday. $5,000 ruins it for his partner. Like lottery winners, they demand he surrender. Sharp-eyed Josie, stone cold, slowly draws his two guns. Both men died, and the woman was captivated. He knew he couldn't take her with him, but the old Indian followed them closely for the reward, obsessed with capturing the outlaw for the money, despite the very clear danger ahead. He didn't realize he was being hunted. They decided to join Josie in Mexico, as they were lost souls looking for a new start away from their current miserable lives. Josie knew his own difficult struggles. He didn't want to burden them, so he turned them down. But the old man pointed to the native woman, saying she shouldn't come, and they argued, surprising Josie. He eventually took them along, and they reached a small town filled with soldiers, so he knew they had to be very, very careful. He sees only weak veterans. Bluecoats are everywhere. Unsafe to stay, he buys supplies and prepares to leave. The guy completely blew his cover by yelling out his name in front of everyone, making the whole situation explode instantly.
My God! It's Josie Whale!
Union soldiers leaving the tavern hear them and pause for a few seconds. Then Josie draws his guns. The girl helped him escape by distracting the soldiers, and they fled the town while the chaos was still unfolding behind them, fast. Soon, Terrell and Fletcher reached the town, finding 4 more soldiers killed by Josie. Fletcher suggested they give up, as it wasn't worth the trouble, but the bounty hunters kept coming, so desperate for that massive reward. They leave town, and Josie flees to the desert with the old man, listening to the ground. They sensed pursuers on their trail, so they kept moving quickly to stay one step ahead always. They set an ambush, but they realize it's just the woman returning. The group reunites, and the rough life on the road sparks a romance between the old man and her. Josie is stunned. At dawn, they go. Next, they cross Comanche territory, and the wagon tracks make the woman alert. Comanche trade folks for guns, so she fears capture, following the tracks. The native woman soon spotted smoke rising in the distance. They found a wagon. Their biggest catch was hidden in the carriage. The men eye the beautiful girl, and Anna trembles, unsure of what to do now. The bandits scramble over her. One thug, possessed, tears open Anna's clothes. Then they circle in, ready to assault Anna. Josie planned a way to rescue them, watching as the leader stopped his men from ruining the merchandise, wanting to save them for a higher payout. He said they were valuable loot. They see the old woman on the ground, feel sick, and want none. Josie holsters his gun. His companions accidentally made noise, and the bandits immediately spotted them, so the leader sent someone to check it out while the captives were left alone. The bandits caught them. Josie does not rescue her, but watches them ride away. He approached with a white flag, and the bandits were totally confused by the gesture, not realizing this was actually a trap meant to get them all killed for their crimes against the innocent. He talked to them as if he were nobody important, keeping his head down and playing the role of a traveler, just to get them to lower their guard completely. Josie doesn't say a word, and after he spits on the ground, the bandits realize they're done. Then he chilled them all. The boss organizes back. Josie took him down. Then Josie slaughters most of the bandits. The weak-legged thug tried to escape, but the native woman stopped him for good. Josie saves them, and they head to the border. Anna's father left a farm there with a clear stream. They passed a ghost town that was completely abandoned, just a relic of the mining days. Then, two cowboys appeared, staring at Josie with expressions that looked like trouble. Josie ignored them and hit the local tavern, becoming the center of attention. People mocked him. Seeing the town was empty, he spat on the ground and turned to leave. They feared his anger. Suddenly, Josie brings whiskey from the wagon, and everyone cheers up. They broke the ice. Hearing Anna's grandma needed the farm, they shared the address, claiming they were close friends of her late son. Grandma said her son was killed by the Redlegs in the border war. Josie felt for her, but thugs arrived at the tavern to stir up trouble, and he knew he had to handle them before they could do any more damage to the innocent people there. One man enters, targeting Josie.
Be me.
You're wanted, Wales.
Reckon I'm right popular.
Josie warned him off, and the man fled, only to return and die for his arrogance, because Josie just wasn't going to put up with any more threats from guys who were just trying to get rich off his own head, man. The friend ran away, and they knew it was time to move on to the farm. They reached the farm. A group of Comanches watches them, but the elder says they won't attack, unless it's rare. Josie finds it nonsense and rides out to negotiate. The warriors rode off. They finally arrived. The place looks like paradise. Everyone is hopeful, so they clean the house and settle down. Josie views the cabin in pain. He once had a wife and son, but now has nothing, hunting the killers. Though life is cozy, Josie remains uneasy. The elder is wounded by Comanches. 2 men are taken, and Comanches are watching from the hill. The tribe was the new threat he had to deal with right now. To avoid a night attack, Josie tells everyone to guard, as war is inevitable. Nothing happened all night. To solve this, Josie went alone to negotiate. The chief came out, surprised that only 1 man showed up. He was held in high regard by the chief, who recognized a fellow warrior when he saw one, and they managed to come to an agreement that would finally bring some safety. They had peace with the North, but held a blood feud, so they thanked Josie, who had come prepared to die. Their cattle get the Comanche mark now. No more stealing cattle. They agreed to talk. The chief admired his courage, and they agreed to live in peace and harmony. They become brothers, and the 2 captured cowboys finally make it home. Josie and the girl grew close, finding comfort in each other at the end of the day. But another big problem was coming for them. Hunters alert the pursuers and bring the traitors. Fletcher and Terrell plan to wait for good news, but they soon realize their wish is impossible to achieve. So the 2 go out. Josie, ready to leave, finds the killer, Terrell, standing right there in front of him. The battle started instantly, and bullets began flying everywhere as both sides opened fire on each other.
You're all alone now, Wales.
Not quite.
He shot. They traded fire, and Josie fought hard, taking cover and returning shots with his revolvers, while his friends did everything they could to back him up in the fight. Terrell's men were caught in the open, and they were quickly gunned down. Josie chased him down, knowing it was his final chance for revenge. He caught up to him. He avenged his family and shot Terrell down, finally ending the nightmare that had been following him across the country for so long now. He went to the local town, and everyone decided to keep quiet about what they saw. Seeing Josie enter, they lie that he is dead. The sheriff records it. A faked death ends it all. Fletcher, seeing Josie alive, sadly rejects the result. Seeing blood on Josie's boots, he accepts it. Josie spares his former boss, mounts, and rides away.